CinemaCon just dropped so much great stuff. Daredevil is throwing down harder than ever. Spider-Man 4 is heating up, and the Fantastic Four are finally stepping forward. From X-Men multiverse reveals to DC's boldest moves yet, plus surprise trailers, game drops, and a popcorn bucket you won't believe. It is a wild week. Let's break it all down because if you blinked, you definitely missed something. Hey.
What up? Welcome back to the digital world, if you will,
Yeah.
from our last live. You know, we did a live panel and did a live podcast, and that's why you guys don't see it. But yeah, this is episode 35.
Yeah, it's good to be back in the studio. Kind of get things back to feeling a little bit like normal. Um, but we dropped.
Is it good though?
I don't know. I mean, I could do a con every weekend if life would allow it. So, but yeah, we dropped a celebrity panel that we did last weekend with Spencer Wilding and had a great time. You can see all kinds of pictures on our socials as well. But yeah, still coming off of that high. It was a great time at Big River Con. But
Still trying to drink enough water.
yeah, yeah. Woo, because we did not drink enough water that weekend. But let's go ahead and kick this off with some Marvel media.
Let's do it.
So, Daredevil episode 7.
Yeah.
I am not ready for this to be over yet.
God damn no. It's great. Like I really did enjoy this episode. It left me wanting more, just like the past episode did. And I mean
Yeah.
pretty much any episode coming out of Daredevil, I'm like, oh, on my edge of seat,
Yeah.
like waiting for some more.
And this one was called Art for Art's Sake, which a fun title, which this was heavily focused on Muse, where we kind of, it ended with Muse and picks right back up to where he is going after Heather Glenn. And let's just say, out of all the people he chose to pick, it's probably the worst one to go after. So
I
we
wonder
get,
why. Why do you think that's the worst one to pick?
well, it's not because it's the marriage counselor of Wilson, and Vanessa, but because
Mm-mm.
it's Daredevil's girlfriend. And
Yeah,
I was starting to wonder if he was going to come in and save the day in time. Luckily, he did. But
he
man,
did.
that fight, though, when he threw
That
that
fight
grappling hook
inside of
right through his body.
oof, and the blood spray.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
It's so
Sorry,
wild.
go ahead.
No, I'm just like, there's so many things coming back to my mind. I'm like, man, like I get she was, his therapist and you want to try to help people. But when a guy's nose starts bleeding and he starts making a finger painting for you with it, run. Like, don't just sit there, run. Nothing good is
Yeah.
going to come
Well,
of this.
so that's the thing too, is that like where was she gonna go? Like, because even he said it in the episode where Muse had said like, you're
Yeah,
probably thinking right now if you can make it to the door in time, and she's just like shaking in her boots,
right.
trying to get up
Rightfully
and go.
so.
Absolutely. So, she doesn't make it to the door in time, almost dies, but Daredevil sedates her. But then you see the task force, gets to the door, kind of like banging on it, trying to get in. Um, and Daredevil's, on top of the therapist, like his girlfriend, and trying to
Stop the
like say,
bleeding.
stay with me. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
and then he leaves just in the nick of time because you're wondering, oh man, is this where that's going? Is the
Right,
task force
right.
and Daredevil about to go together? um so I'm glad that like he didn't get caught, Daredevil didn't get caught,
Mhm.
but the next scene that you see is um the therapist like waking up in the hospital
Hospital.
room, and Daredevil like right there, or Matt Murdock at this point, because he wasn't actually still in the Daredevil costume, obviously.
Right.
And like I don't know if you heard it, but like the first thing that she said was like, this is or like you killed him or something like that. And
Which
I
is
was
wild
like,
because she killed him. She put 5 slugs into him. So,
yeah, I mean like he definitely didn't help.
yeah, sure. Yeah.
With the amount of blood that was everywhere, and that's what you hear the task force tell Kingpin, is that
Mhm.
there was blood everywhere. Like there was no way it was just her
Right.
and Muse in there.
The
And
place was
Kingpin was like,
destroyed.
yeah. And then Kingpin was like, "No, what are you talking about? It's definitely a task force that was in there, right? That's what
It
you
was,
saw. That's what I
it
saw."
was our task force that did this.
Perfect,
Thanks,
perfect.
appreciate that.
Uh,
Yeah, I've been watching too many TikToks. People reenact him like scenes that not even scenes that really happen, but it's the funniest thing. It's people like literally throwing on like a big white coat and like
yeah.
reenacting him for like the funniest, craziest moments in his voice. It's great. But
But where do you think this is headed? Like, what do you think is going to happen next? Do you think
yeah.
that because at the end you get to see Vanessa
Mhm.
text that guy that wanted to like have her help
Yeah,
overthrow Kingpin.
Luca.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And she kind of like just texted him and then she just kind of like puts her phone away. And
Yeah,
what you don't really know what's happening, but then you see Vincent, D'Onofrio, sitting there in the restaurant eating something, and Luca coming up behind him, and then all of a sudden he gets shot and he dies.
by Buck
One shot.
Cashman.
Right.
Which
So,
supposedly is who people rumor, little side tangent, is that's the character that people are saying that Randall Reeder is in Deadpool from the comics, Buck Cashman. Remember when we were saying that because his name's Buck? But that
yeah.
is actually Buck Cashman right there. So,
Okay.
because like nothing was ever talked about, but he's like fans, claim that's who my character is, even though his character Buck don't have a last name in the movie. Well,
hmm
they can lie that to rest because Buck Cashman is now in the MCU for real.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I like how they really leave it open-ended, because it makes you wonder, like, did she try to, have him killed? Or did her and Kingpin set up Luca because he's become such a problem that she's still gonna stay true to Wilson, and she just set up Luca's death, that's what it is. I
Well,
really
what do you think?
I personally think that she set up Luca's death. I think they want
Okay.
to think that she just tried to have him killed because we see the marriage counseling, we see the rockiness. But I still think, regardless, that there's an undying. They may have their doubts and their issues, but I still think there's a undying loyalty there, just because of
hmm
everything they've been through. Both of their hands are dirty, and is it really going to? I don't know. I don't. I think she. I think she helped Fisk, and I think it was to set up Luca's death. What about you?
Yeah.
What do you?
Um, so I agree with you on that one. I as much as I would like it to be the opposite,
Mhm, yeah.
because
Oh, that would be
uh
fun. That would be fun.
yeah, it really would, but I don't think that it is. I think that she is still underneath his spell because you get to hear her say at the therapist's office that she feels safe, and she even brought it
Mhm.
up to Fisk at the end, like, dude,
Yeah.
should I feel safe? Like, should I? And love is a beautiful thing, but it's also like it
Like,
does
it can be a
kind of
toxic
like
thing too.
right. So it does like put some of those red flags, like you miss them. Although
Right.
she knows what the red flags are, but she's kind of choosing at this point to not care about them. So I'm wondering, I really do hope that it is that she did set up his death because Luca has been an issue and he did owe money. So I'm hoping
Yeah,
that
well, I like to think too that, if she was setting up to try to kill him, and not hardly really many people would know that he's there by himself but her,
yeah.
that he wouldn't have offered to bring her take home, food to take home to her.
Or no, what I think is that was his way of saying, like, I know that it was you also. So it could always be the opposite
Right,
side too, right?
right.
Like I knew that this was like your work,
Mhm.
and I don't know, man. It's uh
They did very well leaving it open-ended like that, like, to make you go either way, because like you said,
yeah,
there's so many things that could solidify either theory.
yeah, yeah.
I will
But
say I was shocked to see Muse killed in this, like,
oh
this
my God.
soon.
Like
Yeah.
all of this lead up to, I mean, like, do we
Mhm.
know for sure that he's there? Do we
Yeah.
see him at the coroner's office? Did we see them put his body on a little thing with a white sheet over it?
Yeah, I think the only way that he's not dead is if this is when Marvel decided to bring in Mephisto and, let him take over the body of Bastion, and that's how Mephisto walks around. But no,
Damn.
I don't know. So I think he's dead. I think he's done. I think they kind of did he is a pretty gruesome, crazy guy. They kind of threw in the taekwondo thing real quick. And then they also, did the whole 60 body count. We didn't get to see the
Mhm.
60 body count, but they're letting us know, he's a pretty bad dude. There's a 60 body count. So I think it is. I think really now the main focus is going to be on Wilson Fisk again and his vigilante task force. Because at the end of the
Yeah.
day, Fisk is the big villain for him. So
Mhm.
we got this other villain, which is cool. And I think I want to cosplay Muse so bad. So bad. Um, but I think it was like, hey, we gave you a cool villain, but hey, here's the main villain, and that's what the rest of the story is going to focus on. Back to Kingpin and his rise in this vigilante task force. And I think
Yeah.
from what we've seen on leaks, scenes from season 2 already, that vigilante task force isn't going anywhere because we see them in those scenes that they're filming right now for season 2. So I
Okay.
think it's more of a focus on let's see how much more powerful Fisk gets and see how Matt starts, dealing with that.
Okay. Yeah. No, I like it. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I want Muse to be dead at this point because we did build up to get to Muse and we did
Mhm.
see a lot of the things that he did. We did get to see his lair and then Daredevil go back to his lair in
Right.
this episode, which is how he knew that he needed to go to like his girlfriend's office because
Oh, how'd you like
um
the
yeah,
yeah.
it made me feel like it had the callbacks to the original Daredevil with Ben Affleck.
Yeah,
I don't
Jennifer
know if you
Gardner?
felt the same. Yeah, where
Yes.
he like was like, "Let
Let
me
me
feel
feel
your
your
face,"
face.
or
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
okay, okay. I was just like,
I
I
know
wonder.
immediately on the bed when they did that, just the first thing that popped in my mind, I got so pumped because like so many people trash talk the original Daredevil, and I'm not saying it's a great movie, but it still holds nostalgia in my heart because they were doing things that other people still weren't willing to do. And so
Yeah.
but there's still things about it I like. But
Hmm.
I still like it, but it was bad, but I liked it. But when they did the fly thing, as the first episode with Bullseye, I was like, "Oh my god, callback! That was cool." And now we get the face thing. I'm like, I did not expect so many nonchalant callbacks to the original Daredevil,
Yeah.
which makes me so happy. Makes me so
Hmm.
happy because here's
It's
another
like,
thing. People trash talk that Daredevil, but there's one thing
yeah.
that is super badass about it that doesn't get talked about enough from the and that's the way Matt Murdock actually can see in the original Daredevil and how they did the visuals, where
Mm.
it's like anything noise,
The
sound waves bounce
echoes.
off of it,
Yeah.
you get to see the echo vision. That is
Hmm.
badass. That is so cool. And then like when the
Yeah.
raindrops fall on Jennifer Gardner's face and he actually gets to definitively see her face. Oh, that's the coolest thing ever. So, anyways, sorry.
So do you think that because they're doing all these callbacks that maybe we'll see him in Doomsday as a cameo?
I'm people's gonna hate me for saying this, but that would not hurt my feelings. I don't want to see it like a big part. I don't. I would love to
No,
see
it would
just
be
a
the same
quick.
thing like Elektra in
Yeah.
at the Deadpool and Wolverine, right? Like it
Well,
was
no, no,
just
it don't
like
have
she
to
was
be that
there.
much. It don't have to be
Yeah.
that much. They can literally have Ben Affleck in the void or something, and he comes on. You see him in his suit, and then boom, murdered. That's fine. I'm okay with that. But if they just did like a quick cameo, I would be so happy.
What if it's like that photo where he is like coming out of like this office or pub or wherever he is and he's like
Uh-huh.
smoking that cigar and he's just like, oh, like, but
Oh
he's
yeah,
in
where
the
he's smoking
Daredevil
his cigarette
costume.
and he's like stressed
Yes.
out.
Yeah, but in the Daredevil costume, like doing two callbacks,
Oh
but
my
in
god.
one, and then
That
he
would be
dies
great.
because he's
That
right.
would be so great, and that would be very similar to, like, what they did with the Shrek teaser, where you get to see the Shrek's face on all the memes that we've seen on the internet the past few years, and they threw that in that
Yeah,
teaser. That would be very
yeah,
similar deal. That would be great. I would
yeah.
so be here for that. Because like, I don't
Sorry,
necessarily
that's
wanna see his Daredevil do anything. Like, I just wanna see it one last time. Pay an homage, because that's still one of the foundational Marvel Fox movies. I don't care what anybody says, it just is.
hmm yeah.
Ah,
No,
yeah.
100%. God, God, I would really like to see that now. Now that I've like thought about all of that,
Mhm.
that would be great.
Yeah, and it yeah, uh, I'm so upset. Like, I'm not upset, but, like, I'm gonna be so upset when Daredevil's over. We have 2 episodes left, and we're gonna get Karen and Frank back in these. We know from scenes that's been on the internet that I don't know if it's gonna be in both of them or the end one, but we know there's a lot. Because I mean, there's scenes with Karen getting out of a car that we haven't seen yet, and there's pictures of Frank and, Matt working together, both suited up. So we know that's going to happen at least with one of these 2 videos, if not both of them. So we got
Mhm.
that to look forward to. I think it's going to be pretty hot and heavy next two episodes. I hope.
Oh yeah. I hope so. I
But I
do
don't.
hope
I do
so.
not want this to end. I do not want this to end.
No, but the good thing is that they're already taping season 2, so we
Yeah,
know
so we
that
know
we're
we're
going to be
getting it
getting
next
it
year.
next year. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So excited. Like, it's just like,
That yeah.
yeah. Well, it's like you give us this good shit, but then sometimes y'all make us wait 2 to 3 years in between things, and that's wild because these people are human in real life and they're aging, and so like when you see something that's so great and you get to see them like be smart about it, and they're already filming when this one's coming out, you know you're going to get a year next year. That makes so much more
Mhm.
sense. Like
Well, it's
and
better
and
than James Cameron with his Avatar and how long that was between the
yeah.
two.
Yeah, or Stranger Things. How long it's been since season 5? We're gonna have season 5. There's so many things out there,
How do
and
we not still have a date for that, by the way?
I don't
Like,
know. I don't know. And like I know there's factors of things that happen, but a lot of this there's things that don't factor in, and it's one of those deals where like if you're not that confident on what you're making and wondering how the people are going to perceive it, that you're not sure if you should make a season 2, so you're going to wait it out. Maybe you should really think about the quality of work that you're putting into that before you put it out for everybody to watch.
mm,
But Daredevil is that good. They were that confident in it. They knew there was going to be a season 2.
yeah.
Be more
Let's
like
talk about
Daredevil.
some of the CinemaCon news that we had come out.
Yes.
So Spider-Man 4. We officially got
Yeah.
a name drop for Spider-Man 4, and would you like to do the honors as to what Spider-Man 4 now definitively is?
I would love to. Thank you so much. Spider-Man, brand new day.
Hell yeah.
I'm loving it. I'm loving how the letters for Spider-Man looks different than the original trilogy. So, and it just really makes so much sense with how we leave off in No Way Home, which by the way I watched yesterday. And God, that's such a good movie. Such a good
Yeah.
movie. And it's the end is so emotional, but like I think from if I remember I read correctly that this is picking up immediately where that left off.
Yeah,
So he
because
nobody still knows Peter Parker, and he's on his own. He's in this apartment studying for his GED. He's
yeah.
truly alone. And you have a lot of people who are like, "Man, it's called a Brand New Day." They're saying it's going to pick off where No Way Home was. Well, people are like getting a little upset that we're not going to get him in Avengers Doomsday probably. Well, here's the thing: we know he's going to be in Secret Wars. If this is picking up from where No Way Home left off, we don't need him in Doomsday. We have a
Yeah.
plethora of characters to cover us in Doomsday to where to properly reconnect with Spider-Man. Like we've done so well with connecting and feeling Spider-Man and his story from the past trilogy, right? We need to experience this loneliness, this aloneness, and where he's at and new struggles we've never seen him deal with on his own to reconnect
Hmm.
with him on this new area of what his life is going. So I think this is smart. I
Yeah.
don't think we need him as Doomsday as much as I love Spider-Man.
No, but because it is a sequel, if you will, like
Right.
Spider-Man is supposed to be a sequel of Doomsday, that I feel like we're gonna get him in an end credit scene.
Okay.
Especially because
Yeah.
they're starting to tape in July,
Right.
of this
I,
year.
I'm
So
okay with that.
I think that we're gonna get him in an end credit scene to lead up to Spider-Man, and I'm here for it. I'm so excited.
Oh man.
Um, I'm happy that like Doomsday comes out on May 1st, and then we have Spider-Man 4 coming out on like July 31st, I think it said.
Hmm.
So we only have to wait those 2 months. We don't have to wait this whole like year
Right.
that we're like,
Exactly.
ah.
And then we just gotta roughly wait roughly a year after Spider-Man 4 for Avengers Secret Wars, I believe, right? Roughly, give or take. Is it 10
It's
months
a
or something?
year. Secret Wars is exactly a year from Doomsday. So if you have 2 months, then it's gonna be 10
Yeah, 10,
from
yeah.
Spider-Man to yeah, quick maths.
This is fine,
Um,
and we'll have Disney Plus stuff in between those, so
yeah, yeah. But then right after Secret Wars, we have an official date for Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse
yes.
again.
Heck yeah.
Um, so we got a second official date for it, and it's June 4th, 2027. So
Got some pretty
I
bad visuals.
the visuals are super awesome. They are amazing, and I think you have a
Yes.
couple of them, right? Like,
Mhm.
just like the colors of the not the Predator, right? Or
The
is it the
Prowler.
Predator?
Prowler.
Prowler. Thank you. I
Yeah.
was like, it's not the Predator. It's one of the P's. But just I love the colors and everything that they really choose for
So
these
beautiful.
Spider-Verse movies. So I can't wait to continue to get more
Yeah, and
visuals and everything.
one thing that was said about this was they're like, we know there's a full year delay and people are pretty upset with it, but they said the reason behind it is because they've already pushed the animation in the first two into realms that we've never seen before on screen, but they are saying that they're going to push this animation to a realm we have never seen and from the first two. Like they're going to
Yeah,
do things in this that is just first time it's ever been done, and so they're
yeah.
wanting to spend their extra time on to make sure it's done right. And so, like,
Mhm.
the visuals to me, the story is great, the cast is great, but the visuals really are heavily help carry equally, the weight of the
Oh,
show. So, like, for them to be like this full-heartedly into doing new visuals and something we've never been seen again, uh,
mhm.
I'm anxious. I'm anxious to find out what it is, like, what
Yeah,
it's gonna look
because
like.
the last Spider-Verse movie, it really featured around Spider-Gwen and how when she like I don't know if you remember the scene specifically, but this is like the scene that I always remember when I'm thinking about this movie is when like her dad and her are arguing and then she just like runs up to him and hugs him and then like all of the colors turn into like
Yes,
that like
yeah,
oh it's such
yes,
a beautiful scene.
mhm.
So anytime that I think about that movie I think about those visuals and those are all the colors that we're talking about. So if they needed to push this off for a year, this Beyond the Spider-Verse movie, as
Mhm.
much as I hate to say it, I'm okay with it.
And what's wild is, like, just like the scene you described, we don't even know what better things we're getting with this one, but, like,
From these like
but
little screenshots that we got of CinemaCon,
right, but, like, the
it's
visuals like
awesome.
you just described, they help make you feel the emotion even more so than just what the
Mhm.
cast is, and they're acting
And the
because
music and the
yeah,
everything just comes
yes.
together. Oh,
And then, like, the perfect blend of, like, modern animation, but then comic book art, but then have that pop art look as well, like, mixed in with comic book page art, like, I don't know. It's beautiful. I cannot wait.
very much
CinemaCon
same.
dropped so much stuff, but, uh, Fantastic Four.
Yes.
They show some footage, and one thing that, we don't get to see the footage, but one thing that was confirmed that Sue Storm is pregnant in the footage that was seen. And so, like, it's kinda weird to me that, that they keep it hidden, but then they showed it this early. Well, I guess I say this early, July is just right around the corner. But they
Yeah.
haven't showed it on TV, which I'm sure I so there was rumor that it would make sense to get a Fantastic Four trailer for the public on April 4th, 4/4. That'd be kinda cool, but we didn't. So,
Damn.
but hopefully in the next week or 2, we'll get something on YouTube, from
I'm
Marvel.
hoping that we will eventually get all of these trailers that have been shown and we'll talk
Oh,
about them, as we get to them. But this is definitely one of the ones that I'm like, oh, come on, I just need more. I just want
mhm.
to play.
But pretty
Um,
much, the scene what like, there's a scene that shows her pregnant, shows the Fantastic Four is so popular and well known to the public of the world, and they truly are their universe's Earth's heroes, and they're kind of celebrity style superheroes. And then I heard that, you get a good look at everybody except for, Galactus. You still see Galactus, but they still don't give you a full-fledged shot of him. And
mm,
that's kind of what footage they got to see at CinemaCon for that.
damn. But something that I don't think that came out of CinemaCon, but we did get some more Fantastic Four news is that popcorn bucket though.
And we all about
Um,
popcorn buckets over here.
yeah, yeah, we are. So what do you think about this? Is this a popcorn bucket that you're wanting to get and
I definitely have to get
you
the Ben Graham head. I have to.
uh
I've been a fan of the thing since I was a little bitty. Uh,
okay.
yeah, I'm one of those guys that I would rather have the Ben Graham hands than the Hulk hands because they made I think they made those. I'm pretty sure. I remember it when I was younger. They actually made the Ben Graham punching hands like the Hulk hands.
That's amazing. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yep. I'm pretty sure, unless I dreamt it. But now you got me wondering. I'm gonna go check it out. Look. But, I forgot to put this on the list, but this kinda goes in I thought it was really cool kinda with your popcorn bucket. So, Bull Air, which makes, movie style shoes, they are actually making, the thing, Ben Grimm shoes that look just like his feet. You just slip them on, and it looks like you have Ben Grimm feet.
I
Rock feet. I thought it was an April Fool's joke at first, and I'm like,
Yeah.
and it wasn't. It's legit.
Yeah, I mean, I know that Ming Chen, he's like super
Mhm.
into bull airs and he like shares them all the time on like his timeline. So seeing this, I was like, "Oh my God, this is amazing," because one, it would be great for cosplayers.
Mhm. Yeah.
Like you don't have to do anything for your shoe. Like, can you imagine already having a shoe that's perfect for what you need it for?
It looks like
That
a perfect cosplay Bingham feet. Like, they don't even look like shoes. They look like you would wear these just for cosplay, actually.
mhm. I mean, I don't know, man. These days,
Well, that's true.
back in my day, but like, yeah, these days, like, kids be wearing weird things, right? So I was at the airport, doing this Missouri trip, right? And literally, we were going down the escalator, and I saw one of those like fuzzy looking Elmo feet thing with
Yeah.
the like the big boot with the like the tassels coming off of them.
Mhm.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure what
They
to
kind of
call it,
look
but
like
yeah.
Yeti feet. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know, but they were all red, and I was literally on the escalator next to AD, and I pointed, and I was like, "What are those?" And it just like walked by. And I didn't care if she heard me or not, because I was just like, I can't believe I saw one out in the wild. Like this
It's
is
amazing what you'll
insane.
see out in the wild nowadays.
Hmm. Yeah. So if I were to see these rock feet out in public, I wouldn't actually second guess it. Come to think about it.
Uh, so we talked about how a couple weeks ago Vision Quest is filming, and we actually now have I think 3 set photo leaks.
Yeah,
So
it's officially filming, so they released some of their set photos, and
yes,
I'm like, okay, okay. Like, what else we got? Oh, okay, all right, we
yep,
got a house,
yep,
that's
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
oh,
Nothing,
we got some
nothing
cranes.
too crazy, but we
Nope.
got some. If anything, it should make you happy that we have confirmation of the sets filming. That's because this. Let's be honest. I mean, this is something we have that's been talked about probably shortly after WandaVision was done.
Yeah,
Vision Quest has been talked about that long, right after that
yeah.
ended. So it's great to finally see this come into fruition and not actually be something that kept put on the back burner and lost.
I'm excited to see what they actually call it and where it lies in the timeline of things.
Mhm.
Because we don't know if it's for sure going to be called Vision Quest. It was something
Right.
that they
Yeah.
originally came out with. They were calling it Spider-Man 4, now it has a different name. So I'm
Yeah.
just like,
I
I
love
don't
that
think they're
name
going to
though.
call
I
it
think it's
Vision
a
Quest.
I think you're right. I don't think they're gonna call it Vision Quest, although I wish they would keep that name just because I think it's a cool name. I think it's a great name.
Well, I mean, you can still get a shirt that says Vision Quest and it be
Oh, yeah.
like a Galaxy Quest, like little ship, like flying
Yeah.
out of it. I don't know, but like with like the red, kind of like pixelated, like Wanda. I don't. Oh, that would be a sick shirt.
Well, we eventually we're gonna get to a point where we're gonna start designing some merch and have a merch store, so keep these things scratched down and, yeah,
Got it.
yeah.
That would
We
be kind of
we
a
have some
little bit
badass
difficult to do, but yeah.
we can do it. Thunderbolts. The cast showed up at CinemaCon, and there's a video if you get on YouTube or Facebook or whatever social you
Hmm.
prefer to get on. It,
Of them
they
pulling up and then walking in.
yeah they drove the red limo from there and they get on stage. But Wyatt Russell, I think it's all a show, but he comes on like a shirt unbuttoned, acting all drunk and stuff. And I think they're talking about like him kind of like not being able to handle Vegas. I believe is from what I got
Well,
from it.
if you guys didn't know, CinemaCon was in Vegas, right?
Right,
And he very much, I don't know if you saw it in his hand, but it was one of those
like hurricane
uh
cups.
it was a like a Fat Tuesdays
Hmm.
long, cups that like everybody
Yeah.
drinks. And you have to at least do one um while you're in Vegas. And he was walking down with it and he was very much like, slurring his words. But I do think it was an act. It was
Yeah.
probably just like some
Well,
slushy from 7-Eleven.
David Harbour had their Wheaties box and was eating out of the Wheaties box as they're walking down the
I
aisle with the
saw that
Thunderbolt pictures
too.
on it.
It was so great. I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing." If only like this is how we always see like the people
Yes.
like whenever they like go to like a red carpet event. Can you imagine the red
Mhm.
carpet event, by the way? Like, I wonder
Oh,
if they're gonna do this or if they're just gonna be like celebrities. And I'm like,
yeah.
ah,
I would kill. One day we're gonna make it to a Marvel premiere red carpet event. We're gonna be invited, and
I'm gonna cry. The day that happens, I'm going
mhm.
to cry.
I'm so here for it. But yeah, I think this cast though just has such a great time together, and
Hmm.
just I know it's footage, but I think on and off film they've had a great time together. I'm super
Oh yeah,
more and more stuff I see of whether it be bits like this or
yeah.
anything. I'm so pumped for Thunderbolts. Speaking of which, Thunderbolts ticket sales go on sale Monday, so this Monday tomorrow. Yep,
Okay, okay. All
they go on
right, all
sale
right.
tomorrow, so we don't want to miss out.
Okay,
But also,
yeah,
we got some new posters, so let's take a look at those.
yeah.
So, the socials actually show, like, this is a thunderbolt, you see one,
Hmm.
and then you see a picture of, like, a boat
An
lat.
actual bolt. Yeah,
Yeah, and then you see and then they're like, "That's not a boat, this
this
is
is
a
a bolt.
thunderbolt." And
Yeah,
so then they show another thunderbolt, then you go to the next one, and it shows, something else that's yeah, like a regular boat, like you said. It's like, "This
yeah,
is not a thunderbolt, this is a boat," and it goes to another one, and they have, like, 3 or
yeah.
4 different things, and I thought that was super clever, so funny. Uh
Yeah, because while this was happening at CinemaCon, before we even got these posters to release, they were putting up
mhm.
the posters actually on billboards, like out in Los Angeles. So I was like, oh, oh, and then we got more of them, and I was like, yes!
Uh
I'm super happy.
this gonna be such a fun movie. I think
This wasn't one that I was like looking forward to, honestly, when we had
okay,
like what all was coming out.
right.
I was medium happy for this one, but
Mhm.
now it's definitely like,
Winning you over.
okay, yeah, yeah. All of the footage and all of the things that have come out of this, I can't wait to see what kind of like popcorn bucket we get out of it.
Oh, yeah. Also, so we'll get Sentry on this, and Sentry is probably gonna be the most powerful person we've seen on screen in the MCU to date. And if you're curious who Sentry is because he's never been in the MCU, go over to our YouTube page and check out Sentry Explained. 6-minute video, super short, super informative, everything you need to know before you watch Thunderbolts. So check that out
Hmm.
too.
Yeah. But speaking of casts kind of making their appearance, there was a article that got kind of put out about Doomsday bringing out an animated cast into
Mhm.
Doomsday itself, and they're in the
Animated,
talks
you
about
say?
doing that. Animated, I said. So I found this out because I'm following Lenore on
Mhm.
IG and Instagram. And I saw that she shared the post. And in the post, she had said in the comments, like, how cool would it be if the X-Men were to show up as animated? And they're like saying that it's going to be similar to like Space Jam or Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And if you guys
Uh-huh.
aren't familiar with that, it's very much like live action people with like animated little creatures by them. So like, was this something that you would be excited about? Is this something that you would want to see for the X-Men 97 cast to kind of like show up into Avengers Doomsday?
Yeah, so, I'm here for it. I mean, let's be honest, the best X-Men on screen, if you wanna collaborate or not collaborate, if you wanna kinda put all together live action and animation, X-Men '90s series in the '97 is the best. It is king, or queen, whichever. But literally
Crown.
yeah, yeah. God level, like, they are gods and goddesses. But, literally, you said
Omega
that
level units, if you will.
oh, there we go. I like that. You mentioned that, and it's so weird that you like seen that. We talked about it, and then I just so happily the same day was actually going through Disney Plus, and you have your timeline order, and you have your standalone Marvel things that are put together, your animated series, some live action. They're all
Hmm.
categorized, but then you have your Infinity Saga, and then you have your Multiverse Saga, and X-Men 97 for some reason is now in the timeline of the Multiverse Saga. So why would this one animated series be in the Multiverse Saga when no other animated series besides What If is? I feel like there's something. I think we're on
Hmm.
something. I think between what you said and what she shared, and then seeing that in the timeline. Oh
Or
man.
maybe this is how we get the Watcher to show up too. Speaking of What If, because we got to see him in all of the What If, right? And then we
Yep.
also got to see Owatu in
X-Men 97.
the Friendlin. Yeah. Oh shoot, I totally forgot
That
about that.
that
I was
one
talking about
episode.
Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah, that too, but he was looking over Genosha, remember, before he got attacked or
Yeah.
after he got attacked, one of the 2? He had
Yeah.
because everybody's mind was blown like, "Oh my god, we just seen the Watcher in X-Men '97." And so you're
Yeah.
right. So he's kind of tying, like, if we have one thing that kinda Daisy chains them all together, it's him.
Yeah. Yeah. And then
Mhm.
I mean, like, other than that, like I would wonder, because of the timeline that we keep pushing back with the Spider-Verse, and we have seen so many different Spider-Man in there. Like, I wonder
Mhm.
if we would get like Spider-Punk, or I don't know, like a different,
That would be sick.
Spider-Man in
I
it,
love
right?
Spider-Punk.
Yeah. Yeah.
So one last thing, kind of wrap us up with Marvel today. Haley Steinfeld pulled a Tom Holland, I believe. And if you don't know what we're talking about, you can get on TikTok. It's so many TikToks for it. I think it's all over socials as well. But she was at a red carpet premiere, I believe, or some kind of red carpet premiere,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
people are just shouting things at her. She's just going at it with signatures, whatever. And then clearly out of this phone video, someone in the audience, they're like, Haley, is Kate Bishop going to be Avengers Doomsday? And she immediately just does this. And then it's like she caught herself, and then just an instant look of fear, and she dropped her face down. And then she just
Yeah.
went on to act like she didn't. And like, oh my God. So yeah, I think that accidentally slipped. And I definitely don't think it was acted. I don't think it was on purpose. It straight
Hmm.
looked very natural. Like, oh my God, I accidentally
Yeah.
slipped up and said this. So
I mean, it could also be the other way. It could
true.
be the fact that, like, she actually isn't in it and accidentally said that she was in it, and she's like,
That's
"Shit,
true.
I'm not supposed to confirm or deny,
Yeah.
that I'm in this." So now that she, like, said something, she's just, like, thinking about the repercussions of the NDA that she did sign,
Mm,
which is unfortunate. Like, like, she just got caught up in the moment and doesn't I don't
yeah.
know. I just hope that, like, nothing bad,
I,
like,
don't- I don't
happens.
I mean, for seeing the footage and seeing it wasn't intentional at all. Like,
Mhm.
I don't think she deserves to have any, repercussions from it, honestly. But we don't get to make that call, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
it's not like with Mark Ruffalo, who has a track record of doing it. It almost seems almost intentional multiple times. So that's probably why he got cut from Captain America 4. That was his repercussions.
Oof. Big oof.
But
Anyway.
yeah, we got some stuff from CinemaCon for DC. You ready to hop into that?
Yeah.
So James Gunn on socials dropped it,
Yeah.
and we have Millie Alcock sitting there reading some Supergirl. Today we celebrate Supergirl in all her various incarnations. Can't wait for you to see the latest version portrayed by the indomitable Millie Alcock in June 2026. So he keeps dropping these little tidbits. I think he's just trying to keep the conversation going, online. Doesn't want to let it die down. And
Yeah. Because he does have Superman coming out, but he's like, "Hey, don't you
right.
forget, I do have more. Do have more behind the curtain." Um so excited to see more out of this. And just, I guess, see Superman eventually in July.
But the most exciting thing that came out of CinemaCon in DC is what we're about to bring up now. And so there was a screen behind them on stage, and it showed multiple movies, not just DC. It's just kind of a lot of things that were being released. I think in
Yeah, it just said like
2026,
2025, or
yeah,
oh yeah,
or
yeah.
2025 and 2026, I believe, both. I think maybe,
Yeah, just like the slate of
yeah,
everything that's
yeah.
supposed to come out.
And if you squint and you look real back in the far left bottom corner on that, when you're looking at pictures, you get to see this Clayface. And why I'm so excited, we've been talking about this on the channel for a while now. We're both excited. She's a huge Mike Flanagan fan. I have nothing to say bad against Mike Flanagan. I do like him, but like you're a diehard fan. And I'm a huge Clayface fan. And I love Clayface. My favorite Clayface, even though we've gotten some, other iterations of him, is from the 90s animated series. And I'm bringing it up one more time. That looks like Clayface from the 90s animated series. Like, of all
Yeah.
the iterations they could go with, even like what we've seen in shoot, I'm drawing a blank. What did we just watch with Clayface in it? And
The Creature Commandos.
Creature Commandos. Like, you get that Clayface, which looked kind of cool. Then you get Clayface from the Harley Quinn series that's still going right now. But like, oh my God, I'm so pumped. Like, getting that visual, I really hope that's a visual they stick to and not something they just threw up to suffice people now and get them talking. But
Yeah.
mm, so excited. But
I like the lettering that they have of the actual like I don't it's the first time I really thought about looking at it because once you pulled it up it was like more up close and up front.
mhm.
But the lettering down at the bottom where it says Clayface, it kind of has that like Great Gatsby-esque like vibe to it.
Yes.
Um
Which
I don't
also
know.
is slightly close to this lettering you've seen in the '90s animated Batman series as well, which blows my mind. Like, I don't know why, and maybe I'm reading too much into it, maybe I'm getting too excited for no reason, but there's a lot of things that just keeps pointing back to that.
No,
But
man,
that movie yeah.
September of 2026 cannot come soon enough because I am a huge Mike Flanagan fan and I will say it time and time again. Everybody knows it if you watch this podcast at least twice. Yeah, ah, I can't wait. I can't wait to see what more we get out of this because I
Yes.
love it.
Another announcement was that Nathan Fillion is returning as Guy Gardner, which we know is going to be in Superman, will
Mhm.
be in the Lantern series. So, spoiler alert, apparently he doesn't die in Superman because he will be in the Lantern series as well, which is great. I'm not sure how many Lanterns we're going to end up getting in this, but I never was a big Lantern fan. As we all
Mm.
know, I'm not a huge DC fan in the cinema world, but I'm getting pretty pumped about DC and the Lantern series. I know we haven't got a whole lot like visuals and stuff, but the cast lineup is getting me
Mhm.
excited just alone in itself.
I don't know. I have to be worried about the cast lineups now because of Electric State
Oh,
and how that kind of a little bit let me down. Like
they had a great
sometimes
cast
it's
lineup.
yeah, and it was just like, oh,
Mm,
and so you spent your money on cast lineup and not really all that much. Come on, Russo Bros, do better. But I
yeah,
don't know. This is James Gunn, and I feel like he has a plan. We know it's coming out in 2026. We don't know an exact date. Um, I don't know. I'm cautiously optimistic.
yeah.
Is where I am at.
No, as we should be. I mean, honestly, 'cause I mean, there's been so many DC iteration things, whether it be CW or whether it be
Mhm.
Snyderverse or pre Snyderverse. We've never seen nothing really long standing in DC of great
Mhm.
quality. So,
Right.
uh,
Something else that I'm cautiously optimistic for is the dynamic duo. Uh, we got like a new image at CinemaCon for it, and it looks pretty interesting. Like it has like this like writing kind of
mm,
like you know it's definitely a guy's handwriting, but it looks interesting, and um, I'm excited to see more come out of this. I don't really have anything else to say about it because we don't have a date. We don't have really anything else to come out of it.
and I wondered too, like, because at CinemaCon with Dynamic Duo, they did get to see like a little bit of footage of some stuff for it.
Mm,
So I'm curious if that's gonna, get released or leaked out here soon. Because I can't remember exactly what the footage was. I want to say it has
yeah.
something to do with I could be wrong, but puppets or something like that, or some
Oh,
maybe it's not puppets. I can't even remember now, but something
okay.
similar to that. But it was weird. Like the footage that was explained was kind of different to me. But one thing we did get more footage of and did get released to the public is Superman, and we get a longer, visual scene of where we see Crypto take him by the cape, and Crypto
Yeah. Oh,
comes up, super playful, pouncing on him so hard, and you can hear that thud, and he's like
yeah.
in so much pain. I'm like, oh my
Oh my
god,
God. Yeah.
yeah. And then he drags him to the fortress, and we get to see these Kryptonian bots drag Superman over to this chair, and what I'm not gonna lie, this is a visual like we've not got seen, and they have the sunlight coming through the crystals and empower him and heal him, and
Mhm.
it's pretty cool scene. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
I got pretty excited about it. I I just love how bright and colorful this is.
Mhm.
Like don't get me wrong, I like dark, moody stuff, but
Yeah.
we've seen that with the
We've
Snyderverse
seen
for
that with the
so long.
Batman. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's nice to see brightness and still with
And
the
you can really
music.
see everything.
So
Yeah.
much hope is still in this. Like so much hope and
Mhm.
brightness. I love it. I
Yeah.
absolutely love it. And that's in July too. So we so much coming in July,
Oh
man.
yeah. Yeah.
But
You
kind of
ready?
wraps up.
Yeah. You ready to get into some Star Wars?
Yeah, let's do it. So we just have one topic to talk about for Star Wars, but it's talk worthy, and it is Star Wars Tales from the Underworld. It's an animated series that will be coming out, and May 4th, perfect time.
Yes, it
Uh,
is.
but what I'm super excited about is Cad Bane. We're getting so a whole bunch more story with Cad Bane, and I absolutely love Cad Bane. That is on my cosplay list. I want a good cosplay with Cad Bane, and I actually found the person I think that's going to make the mask and the hands for me. But it's good quality comes with high price.
Yes.
There's a guy overseas I follow on my Facebook that makes Star Wars movie replica cosplays, and he works with latex, and he like literally shaves all the molds out of clay, and then he pours
Oh,
them, and he shows the process of making them. I'm telling you, these look like these were pulled straight from the set of Star Wars. So good.
oh my goodness.
Yeah. But yeah, and then forgive me for not writing this down, but there's also a person that was underneath Count Dooku that was a Sith trained under
Ventress.
yeah, thank you. God, I could not think of it. Yeah, she trained under Count Dooku and decided she wanted to go a different route in a different way, and we get a lot of storyline and stuff going on about her. So I
I
think it's kind
love
of
I love the music that came out of this little
mm,
teaser
yeah,
trailer. I love the vibe of just like it's like dark and broody, but it's also
yeah.
like, oh, you get
The
the
visuals
lightsabers
look
and
great.
yes. Yes. I'm sorry. I was like, oh man, like it's a Star Wars thing that I'm actually kind of a little bit excited for.
Oh,
All right.
oh, oh,
Oh,
okay.
oh,
There you
oh,
go.
is Star Wars back? I don't know. I don't know.
It's just nice to hear you excited for it. So, because Skeleton Crew just wasn't your cup of tea. So,
It wasn't, and that's okay, because everybody has
oh
their
yeah,
own cups of tea.
oh
Mine's
yeah.
just a little bit more green, because I like green tea.
Well, Skeleton Crew wasn't
Sorry.
a cup of tea for a lot of people, but it was for a lot. I think that was a really split thing for people. So,
hmm
but
Yeah.
yeah, so Star Wars Tales of the World, May 4th. I'm ready for it. I'm ready to cover that. I hope it bleh, I can't talk. Does well. But let's jump into some educated wish.
Let's go.
I'm gonna let you kick us off because I actually have not seen the latest episode of Righteous Gemstones. But spoil away. Do not hold
Oh,
back. Spoil
I
away.
mean, yeah, so all right. So, I said it last week at the con on
Hmm.
Saturday that The Righteous Gemstones like season 4 episode 3 wasn't all that great. It was just like, all right. I
It
mean,
wasn't.
it is what it is. You get to see the fact that the Eli Gemstone is actually, hooking up, and his kids now know that he's hooking up with his dead wife's best friend, and and that has its own things. But then, so that leads right into season 4, episode 4, which is where we're at right now with "He Goeth Before You into Galilee," um, and it's just another filler episode, is what it really felt like.
Mm.
It's just the kids are trying to break them up, and they bring Eli and his now mistress to the home where they spent like all of their summers, I guess, with like his it passed away wife, and Amy Lee. And they're thinking that if they bring him here, he's going to be so sad, he's not going to want to have relations with this woman, um to which we very much see at the end is not the case. And they asked to have everything taken out of the closet, that it's like mama's old clothes is what they were calling. And it's just,
I wonder now
I don't
that
know.
this is why we're getting this is the last season. They're losing the creativeness in the writing because I'm gonna be honest with you, like all the other previous seasons I've watched, you got me like hooked on it, and there is no really filler episode. Every episode's funny. It moves the
Yeah.
story along, but it's great. And I haven't seen this one, and I wholeheartedly believe exactly what you're saying because the third one too, like you said, I mean, it's funny. We didn't
You
even
get
talk
some
about it, and I'm like, it was not that great. You're like, no, it wasn't.
Yeah, you get the jet ski, not the jet ski, but them on a boat. Was that in number 3, or was that um It might
Oh,
have been in
that
episode
was
4
that was number
with Baby
2.
Billy. No,
Oh, they're
Baby
on the block.
Billy, like no. So there's another episode. Okay, so it must have been episode 4, where Baby Billy is on water skis.
Oh, I've not seen this.
Okay, yep, cool. So you have that to look forward to. He is on water skis at the very beginning of episode 4.
So far, like what I've seen of this season, probably like the funniest moments or the highlight is Baby Billy for me. Like I would be okay
Yeah.
with them ending this if this is where the writing's kind of going, but then we get a Baby
Mm.
Billy spinoff
About Baby Billy Bible Bonkers.
or something. Oh my
Uh,
god! But
I want him to focus on Fallout season 2, so we can get
yeah,
that,
yeah,
and then into
oh, I'm
season 3
so ready for
because
that.
we know
Mm,
that that's happening now.
yeah. But,
Oh God, yeah.
we had a Coyote versus Acme, movie, which I grew up on Looney Tunes. I love Looney Tunes, and I was actually looking forward to this, and, they scrapped it, but
Mm,
it is actually making a comeback. It's being saved, and it's supposed to be getting released, next year. So, and here
yeah.
I mean, it's like finalized stuff. It's been
Oh
finalized
yeah, it's
and
already
done.
completed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's just wild to see things like this that gets completed, all the money put into it, and then they just don't want to release it. And for whatever reason it may be, it's just crazy. Like
I
if it's
mean,
finished, put it out there.
well, so you got to think of it too, is that like you have to pay movie theaters to show your things. You have to pay for marketing to market your stuff.
Right.
Um, and so if you already think that it isn't worth the money that you've already put into it, can you really think about putting more money into it?
Well, I mean, like, I don't like, I know marketing costs a lot. Like that's a lot of the budget when I think it's like half the budget actually when they make that, because I think you have to make double what it costs to be able to make money off of it after the marketing is paid for. But
Right.
if it's already made and you can't afford marketing, don't market it. Looney Tunes is 50 plus years old and people love it. It may not do well. Who knows? Just throw it in the theaters, because just do that and just don't market it. Like you've already put in the effort and the money to do it. Make it.
Well, I know we saw that Will what's his face? The guy that was sitting next to
Will
Coyote.
Forte or Will or
Yeah. Yeah,
I,
yeah.
I think
That him.
I could be
So we know
I
he's
may
in
say
it.
that wrong, but
I don't it's fine. But IMDb also shows that John Cena's in this.
oh god.
So I'm like, okay, so like who is John Cena playing? Is he the voice of Coyote?
Nah, Cody don't talk.
Or I mean, naturally he doesn't, right? But
Mhm. Yeah, he's never had a voice in all the years his character's been created.
well, I mean, I know that, but I'm just saying that this is a movie and you have
Yeah,
Wiley like on this like so
I actually am doing
is
a
he
lot
gonna
of.
draw? Is he just gonna write and then just like hold up the signs like he did for,
Yeah,
you know,
that'd be
like
great.
ooh or
Or
whatever. Yeah, and
like
like
they
and
do
that's
that, and then all through the we get that all through the movie, but then at the very end, we get John Cena given one line coming out of Wile E. Coyote's mouth.
I don't know. I don't know. It's a film and it's coming out and I'm glad that you're liking it and interested in it and I don't know how I feel about that. It's a film.
Yeah.
That I'll eventually
Well, a
watch.
lot of a lot of those that they, them older cartoons that they try to bring into live action, they're super hit and miss. Like there's none of them that really like just have. You can't say like every time they do that it works. It's super hit and
Right.
miss, and this could go either way quickly. So
Mm. Yeah. So hold on to your butts because it's happening.
right,
But we did get to see on X that House of Dragon season 3 has officially begun filming, taping, however you want to call it. Um, so I'm
finally
excited. Ugh. Yeah,
another thing that's so too far apart.
it is too far apart, but especially because of how season 2 ended, that like it felt like it was just a lead up to season 3, and now we're waiting
Hmm.
a whole year and a half because we don't have an exact date of when this is supposed to come out. We just have 2026. So,
Right.
um, and this is supposed to be the last season of House of Dragon, correct?
That I don't know. I hope
Okay.
not. But here's the thing: I'm okay with this being the last season. if they are going to take as long as they did in between 2 or 3. But if they're willing to, kind of put them a little closer together, then yeah, it don't have to be the end for me. But I'd
Yeah,
rather it
I
be the
think.
end if they're going to drag them out like that.
Well, what I think is that this is going to be the last one to show like the big fight, what
This
we've been
story.
leading up to. Yeah.
Mm.
And then we already know that we're getting
Oh,
like
that other
other
spinoff.
spin-offs.
That's right.
Right. And we're still waiting on George R. R. Martin to like finish like his story too. So
Yeah. Well, I was just
if
thinking
he's
like
ever.
we got a teaser, remember, a few months back of that other spinoff,
Yeah.
literally, but we've not heard shit about it since.
Mm-mm. Nope. I also haven't looked into it because I don't really want to know
Well,
if
like, it's
it's
not came
just
across our radar. I mean, we're pretty heavy on all
mm-mm.
kind of things, but like we got that teaser a few months ago, like footage, and then nothing's been said about it.
Was it footage or was it
Yeah.
just oh,
Yeah, it was hang on, let me find out real quick what it is. Let's see.
it was about like the son of something or the knights of something.
Yeah, yeah.
It was one of the two. I don't remember what it was, but
Mm.
I remember seeing a like photo. I don't remember footage, and that might have been because it's
Yeah, no,
been
there it's called a
months.
House of the Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Night of the Seven Kingdoms, and it's actually a teaser. It's a yeah,
Okay.
it's
Well,
it's footage. It came out in August of last year. The footage
yeah.
did.
Yeah. Yep.
That's a thing. Oh
Yeah.
man, I know what you did last summer.
Yes.
Will it
Did you ever
ever
read the
end?
books?
I did not.
Okay.
I've only
Well,
seen a couple of the films,
okay. There are
and
3 films.
okay.
And I think there's at least one book. There might be 2, or there might be 3. I don't know. But it does look bloody. We did see there was apparently at CinemaCon they did show some. They showed a footage like little 5 minute I guess or something like that.
Mhm.
And people are like, oh, it's bloody, it's gory. Um, so I liked how I know what you did last summer. Um, and I like it's like an 80s-ish movie, or is it early 90s?
It's
It might
it's
have been
90s.
early 90s.
It's
Yeah,
90s. Yeah.
yeah. But I mean, like I enjoyed it. I liked Freddie Prinze Jr. in it,
Yeah, that's
and
and, what's her face? Ghost Whisperer. Yep, you know.
Jennifer Love Hewitt was also in it.
Yeah, that's Ghost Whisperer.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. So on CBS back in the early 2000s, she had a TV show called Ghost Whisperer, and she would see people's ghosts that were stuck on Earth, and she had to help the ghost out to be at peace with themselves to pass on to the other life.
Okay.
That was a thing. Yep.
Word. All
Yep.
right.
Yep.
But speaking of other things that just wrapped up, but now officially is coming out with another season, Invincible.
Yes. Come on.
Especially because you said that it kind of did leave on a cliffhanger, right? Like it
Yes.
didn't fully just like end. So that's awesome. Sometime in 2026, but it's
Mm.
official. It's officially official.
Yeah. I'm here for it. I'm ready for it. Uh, Next on the list. So I'm kind of like hit and miss with this thing. So I'm a
Mm.
huge Karate Kid fan, like of the original, but when it came to Cobra Kai, not a fan at all. I just could not get into it. But
There were the first season, maybe 2, were the ones that I actually watched and was like, okay, okay. And then it started to just like I watched up into the last season, and
mhm,
I was just like,
it just was.
why?
I don't know why. I just
It
could
just
not
felt
do
like
it.
it was dragging, and it was the
Mm,
same. It's a typical like it feels like just they're trying to get nostalgia for nostalgia's sake and trying to get new kids into it, and so people would be back interested in it, and
mhm,
yeah, I don't know. I just felt like it was the same story over and over, like just kind
right.
of like rinse and repeating. Kind of like a Handmaid's Tale,
Oh yeah.
where
Mhm.
I just felt like it was just like, okay,
A
okay,
vicious cycle
here we
that
go.
just doesn't ever end.
Right. So
But
I'm glad that that's finally over. But
yeah,
at CinemaCon, and then released shortly thereafter, we had a Karate Kid Legends trailer that we got to see.
yes, and
Um,
it looks good to me.
yeah,
It
yeah.
looks really good,
So
actually.
this is supposed to come out on May 30th, so just a little bit over a month away. And I didn't really care for Jackie Chan's Karate Kid movie.
Hmm.
I want to be honest.
It was
Didn't really care for it.
super. It was super below the midline for me. Like it wasn't just oh my god trash movie, but it wasn't great.
Yeah, it wasn't what I wanted, but
Yeah,
this one it looks
good.
good.
I think
It
this has the
looks
potential
good.
to be the best one. Potential. Don't know
Even
yet.
than the original?
Oh, I mean, it's hard to beat the original, but I think this has the potential to rank even with it by the trailer only. I'm not saying
Mm.
it will because I need to obviously watch it, and just my opinion. But the trailer looks pretty damn good.
Yeah, I liked 1 and 2. I don't really remember Karate Kid 3.
Yeah, 1 and 2 is the
And then
ones I remember the most.
yeah. Yeah, I can't really remember 3 at all. I know that there is a 3 though, right? There is a 3.
I believe so.
All right, well, to
I'm looking. Yeah.
Google. Okay. Um, but like I remember that there was 1 and there was 2 that happened in Japan, I want to say. But I thought there was a number 3 before they came out with the Karate Kid with Jackie Chan and one of the
Yeah, there's
Will
3.
Smith's kids. Yeah. Okay.
It's literally Karate Kid 1 or Karate Kid 2 and Karate Kid 3. That's what they're called. Like,
Yeah.
I was looking to see if there was, like, its title underneath the title. No, it's just 1, 2,
No,
3.
no, it's and it was all in Roman numerals.
Yeah, it's much simpler times, the '80s. They just called them 1, 2s, 3s, unless it
Yeah.
was Star Wars.
I mean, they still called it 4, 5, and 6. They just didn't have a 1, 2, and 3 yet.
Yeah. Well, no, I meant, like, they had titles for those 4, 5, and 6. They weren't just 4,
Oh,
5 Star Wars 4, Star Wars 5, Star Wars 6. But,
that is true.
yeah. So, speaking of some things that don't ever stop, Sidious?
Insidious. Insidious has a new movie coming out, which is like Insidious 6, I think, at this point.
I think so.
But they just kind of like announced it. We don't really know anything else other than it's coming in 2026.
Yeah, I think that's a fan-made poster right there, but I thought it was pretty cool looking.
It's all good. But yeah, like I don't know. I haven't watched an Insidious since like 2.
Yeah,
Now we're on 6.
There's things about Insidious I love, and there's things about Insidious I don't. But it's never
Mm,
been one where I'm like, "Oh, a new one's coming out. I gotta make sure I watch it in theater." It's just never been that for me.
yeah. Okay.
Now, Conjuring, it's a different story. It's a different story. Gotta make it to those.
But speaking of things that are
Mm,
unfortunately now I can't talk come to a close slash things that are now beginning with a spin-off is The
mm,
Boys and Vought
yes.
Rising. So The Boys season 5 has said that they are officially halfway through taping for their 2026 release, which is awesome because we've just been waiting. We got the news a couple of months ago that they started with their first episode, and we talked about that on the podcast. So I'm happy that they're halfway through taping, which means that we're right on track. And Bot Rising is actually being written, and new costumes are being designed for Soldier Boy and oh, what is her name? Stormfront.
Oh, yeah. So I was gonna say the old Nazi.
Yikes! Yeah.
I mean, that's what she is.
Yeah. 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 But I'm excited to see what they do with that because they're going back to the 1950s,
Hmm.
um, to kind of have it like be like a prequel series, and I absolutely love Jensen Ackles. So,
Yeah, he's a great soldier boy for sure.
oh yeah, he is, and I can't wait to see what they do with Jared Padalecki in season
Yeah,
5.
and Misha
Ah,
Collins.
yes. I'm so excited. I'm so excited my supernatural team is getting back together.
It's gonna be one of those seasons where like you're so it's gonna be super bittersweet because you're gonna we're gonna love it, but then we're gonna be
Yeah.
so sad that knowing that this is the cap, this is the end.
But we still have that Gen V
Yeah,
that's
and I
eventually
like
supposed to be
that.
coming out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like the
Yeah,
first
that was
season,
good
so
too.
we have did the second season get greenlit? I can't remember.
Yeah, no, it's been
Okay, yeah,
greenlit and that's
yeah.
like but the one of the main characters unfortunately had passed away, so
Mm,
they're kind of in the middle of figuring that all
restructuring.
out. Mm, yeah. Um yeah, super unfortunate, but I'm excited to see the next Gen B as well whenever
So
we get more news about it.
you got some news about some an iconic band, but also they are going to do something that film has never done before.
Yeah, so dude, the Beatles. Everybody knows who the Beatles is. Abbey Road, right? And they're coming out with like this like documentary type esque
Mm.
like movie. And it's gonna have four different parts to this movie. So it's kind of like every single Beatle kind of gets like I guess his like own um movie, but they're all of them are dropping at the same time in April of 2028. So you do have to wait, but there's four movies dropping on the same day, in 2028, and it's going to be like the first ever bingeable movie experience.
And it's gonna
Unlike
be in
Blake when he
theaters,
does that. Yeah, so it's going to be in theaters, all four of them that are supposed to drop at the same time. So you're supposed to go to one and then be bop to the other one and then go to the next one and then go to the next one. I mean, like obviously you can like wait and take like breaks or
right?
whatever, but um I think that's like a really interesting concept. I think that's also a very expensive concept.
Yeah,
Um
I'm curious to see
unless you're
how well it
getting
does with number wise. Like, I'm super curious to find out.
I wonder if like one will do good and then it'll kind of like die down from there because people are going to realize like that's really expensive.
Yeah,
Unless like you have like a bundle deal where you can get like I don't know if they're gonna work with like movie theaters that they're like, hey, you can get these four for this set price of I don't know, like $50.
right. Like
Because four
a
movies for
bundle
fifty
deal.
bucks.
Yeah,
Yeah, or and then it would be like a cheaper experience rather than one ticket costing $20. One
mhm.
times four is what, 60?
Yeah, because like theaters do like different
Or
like throughout the years special passes, and they could do it like a Beatles pass for a special price, like you're saying. That'd actually they should take note of that. That's pretty smart.
yeah, or if they tie it to like their movie passes. Like I know AMC has their own movie pass
Hmm.
and they're like if you have the AMC membership, usually you only get like you can only watch one a week or whatever. I don't really know because I don't have the AMC pass. But
Ours
like
is once
maybe
a
like
month.
for this, oh,
Yeah, you get one free movie a month when you're a part of the
so
Marcus
then
Movie Club.
so then maybe they change it up. No, so 20 times 4, that's 80. I'm sorry. I can't math today.
Huh.
Um, that's 80. So $80 for seeing every single one of these movies. That's not with concessions. That's not with gas going to go see these movies or
Right.
anything. That's just to go see these four movies. So like if they do like a bundle deal where you get like all four of them for like $50 or I don't know how they would do it because
Yeah.
that would also chip into how much money overall that this film is getting. But anyway, um, the people in the cast are just amazing.
Yeah.
It's got a very stacked cast. So you have Harrison Dickinson, that's going to be playing John Lennon. Jesus
Hmm.
Christ, I can't talk. I'm sorry. But he was in Triangle of Sadness. If you guys haven't seen that movie, that's a neon movie. Amazing. Absolutely love that movie. Um, and then you have Paul Mescal, who was in Gladiator 2, and he's going to be playing Paul McCartney. Barry
Barry
Keegan,
Keegan. Yeah.
yeah,
Keegan.
nailed it. He
Ye-
played in Saltburn. He's going to be Ringo Starr. And then you have Joseph Quinn, who's, our Fantastic Four buddy, and he's going to be George Harrison. Um, so, very stacked cast, very well-known names.
Mhm.
So I'm happy that they're getting out there doing something different. I don't think I've ever heard Joseph Quinn sing before, and I wonder if they're actually going to have them sing, or if they're just gonna like leave
Lip
that to like
sync.
the footage or
Yeah.
yeah.
It's hard to tell too, because like so many movies will go. It's about a 50-50 route. Some of these actors either can't sing and they learn how to sing like the person they're portraying, or it's not really
Like
them.
Timothy Chalamet,
Right,
who did
right.
the Bob Marley one recently.
And
Uh,
Joaquin Phoenix and Reese Witherspoon, they both sang for doing "Walk the Line." Johnny and June Cash.
I
But
forgot about that movie.
yeah, that's a really good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what's wild is like it's kind of creepy how well Joaquin Phoenix portrayed Johnny Cash and sounds like him and looks like him. It's one of my favorites to this day.
Yeah.
And then you get Dewey
Um,
Cox, John C. Reilly.
so speaking of things that came out of CinemaCon, like that Beatles movie, we do have 28 years later. We got a couple of like we didn't get them, first of all. The people that actually got to go to CinemaCon, unfortunately, was not us. But
Mhm.
they did get a trailer, so we should be expecting to see that hopefully soon. That comes out on
Mm,
June 20th, so hopefully within the next couple of weeks, that's another trailer that we'll get.
yeah, I'm ready to see that too. I'm curious to see how well this does as well. As how long it's been since the first two. So
I don't know. Apparently, I mean the cast is stacked,
mm.
and uh,
Yeah, Aaron
the
Taylor
trailer that
Johnson.
we've gotten so far, and with the kind of still shots that we've gotten so far of Cillian Murphy and
Aaron Taylor
oh
Johnson.
gosh, Ralph Fiennes,
Oh
and
yeah, him
yeah,
too. I
and
forgot
that
about
one,
that.
yeah, yeah. I mean, like I said, stacked cast,
Yeah.
and it actually looks good. So yeah, no, it looks great. I can't wait for this new trailer to talk about it.
True, true. And out of CinemaCon, we got John Wick 5. We are getting it. John Wick 4 did end with a headstone showing John Wick's name on it. So he's, they lead you to believe he's dead, but apparently he's not. They don't care. We're bringing him back. It makes money. So Resurrection is going to be the title, no, I'm playing. Uh, but yeah, we're getting the man back. You know what? And can't get too much Keanu Reeves. Great guy on and off film. So
Yeah,
I'm here for it. Put some more money in this man's pocket. He's a good guy. We're also
yeah,
getting an animated prequel that was
hmm
confirmed. And
yeah.
then we are also getting another spinoff. As we know, Ballerina's coming up soon, but it's approved that we are getting a Kane spinoff standalone. So,
Yeah, and that's supposed to be a series. Meanwhile, John Wick 5 movie and the prequel that should be voiced with Keanu Reeves as
mhm.
John Wick, and that's also going to be a film. But this Kane series is actually going to be a spin-off, and I wonder if they're going to have it on Peacock, where the Continental
Yeah, it's possible.
is.
I'm curious to see how big they get on this world building of the John Wick world. Because it just keeps expanding more and more.
Well, if you guys
But
didn't know, in Las Vegas at Area 15, they do have a John Wick experience that they just opened here. So, like, it's kind of like a escape room kind of sorts, and then they have their own bar
it's called
as well.
Area
If you don't,
15.
yeah. So it's the place that we went to for with the Meow Wolf.
Oh, okay, 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 gotcha.
So the actual whole building is called Area
Hmm.
15,
Is it
and
15
they
or
just
51?
15.
Oh, I'm thinking. Oh, 51's actual real place. Or wait, that's a real place too. But never mind. 51's where the
So
aliens are.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for letting us know that, Blake. But Area 15 is it's the actual place that's here in Vegas, like right off the strip, that we went to when you came to Las Vegas. And
Hmm.
they just added to it that they have that John Wick experience, and it
That's
looks
cool.
really great. It probably is a little bit expensive, but also
Mhm.
like apparently the wait list is pretty lengthy because they have like all of the people that are inside of it are actually acting like
Oh,
they're
wow.
acting their parts, and then like a bounty is on your head. I don't know, there's like a bunch of videos out on
That's
YouTube about
sick.
it already.
Huh.
It looks amazing, so if you ever see yourself in Vegas.
Yeah, no, definitely. If it's still around when I make the next trip there, like, real check that out for real. Or if
Okay.
you make it before then, let me know. But
Probably not,
uh,
but yeah.
so also at CinemaCon, they actually showed the full movie of How to Train Your Dragon, so they actually got to view that. But then,
Are you serious?
yeah, they actually showed the movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
But then while they got to see that before everybody else, they went ahead and announced number two is greenlit. So yeah, that's another thing. They know how good it is. They don't need to see how much money it's going to make, and they're going to go ahead and greenlit it too. So you're not waiting too long in between the sequels. So
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
And
I love this
number one
movie.
comes out in July, so
Mhm.
we normal plebs out here in the real world only have a couple more months. Another July movie. God, we're gonna spend so much money in July. Oof.
So much. I'm like I'm pretty sure I watched a video where they showed it, and I'm questioning myself if they showed the full movie, but I thought they did.
Oh, I don't
Uh,
know. That was news to me. Because I didn't think that they had that much time that you could show an entire movie, but I could be completely wrong.
I'm finding out real quick.
Okay.
So CinemaCon attendees were advised that they were seeing an unfinished full version of the movie.
Oh,
Yeah,
very neat. Damn, that's
lucky
so
them.
cool.
Yeah.
Oh, one day, just one day. Can you just? I need to find somebody that can take me to this con. I'm already in Vegas.
Goals next year.
Um,
We'll be at that one. That's our goals.
no, I don't. Unless you have some strings that you can pull, that you know somebody that can get us in there.
Oh, close enough to
Um,
this time next year. Fundamentals will be that big and widely talked about that we'll get a golden invitation. So
you know what?
I
I'll
don't know.
take us going to either Dragon Con or New York Comic Con.
I'm good with those either of those two for sure.
I think that this is a more off, like
Yeah.
down the road type thing. But speaking of things that did come out that made buku bucks, and is coming out for a episode or not episode two, but another part two, is your Five Nights at Freddy's
Hmm.
2 has officially been announced, and I or it wasn't announced, but it's already been announced before, I think, but they actually like had some trailer footage or something happen at the con itself.
Yeah, I think this right
Um
here, that picture right there, I think happened at the con, didn't it? Or no?
yeah, no, that definitely does look like something that would happen at that con. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's the same like orchestra that was there for like other photos. Um So yeah, I mean that's the animatronic suit
Hmm.
that is Freddy himself. So uh, New Rockstars does a really good job of breaking down what to really expect out of this one. If you haven't seen number one, you can. It's out. It's been out for a year or whatever. This number two is supposed to come out in December. I didn't care for the first one. I like watching people play Five Nights at Freddy's,
Okay.
like on YouTube.
Like the
Like,
jump scare stuff.
yeah. So, PewDiePie and Markiplier are two different YouTube people that have played Five Nights at Freddy's, and I like watching them play it because I don't do jump scares. I do not do jump scares during while I'm playing video games. Video games are my safe space and when I'm supposed to relax. So to think about watching something that's going to jump out at me, absolutely not. But number two for the movie itself is coming out, which I don't feel
Yeah.
like any way
I
towards
wasn't a
it. I'm
big
just
fan
like,
of the
okay.
first one, so
Yeah.
it didn't do it for me.
Josh, what's his face?
Yeah,
Hutchinson.
Hutchison.
Yep.
Hmm.
From Hunger Games. He
Yeah.
is in the first one, and he's like the dad to this little girl, but he's not the dad. He's his brother. She.
I can't
Is
remember,
he the
but
dad?
then
I don't know.
you had what's his face, Matthew Lillard, who was the villain from that played
Oh man,
Miyagi
I
and Scooby Doo.
completely forgot about
Yeah.
that. Yeah. No, no, no. I didn't, exactly when you said Matthew Lillard, I knew exactly who you were saying, but like I completely forgot that that was the
Yeah.
villain. Huh.
That's why I
Okay.
watched it was because like mainly because of the cast, not because I care anything about Five Nights at Freddy. So I watched it, and I don't know, it just didn't do it for me.
Yeah, if I'm gonna watch an animatronic movie
Hmm.
about killer robots coming to life and like slicing and dicing kids, right? Uh, Willy's Wonderland.
Yeah, I have not watched that.
Because
I've been told to watch that. That's
it's
Nicolas Cage, right?
yes, it
Yeah.
100% is Nicolas Cage, and if you like Nicolas Cage being Nicolas Cage, where he just does some really off the wall weird things, uh, Willy's Wonderland. I I really liked it, and I know some other people didn't. But that's okay because
Mm.
everybody has their own cups of tea, right?
All that does is make me think of my childhood being at Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, which it's supposed to because
Right.
that's exactly what it's like playing off of. Um, aren't those like going bankrupt now or something?
I think they're about all shut down. Yeah.
Ah,
Yep.
that's so crazy. Yeah. Anyway, speaking of trailers that we haven't seen yet, but have been shown at CinemaCon, Jurassic World Rebirth. They got a trailer that, or it was a trailer of, there's also like footage of Scarlett Johansson, ScarJo, if you will, fighting a T-Rex,
Mm.
a mutated T-Rex or something,
Mhm.
and um, it has been said that this movie itself is the scariest of all of the Jurassic Park and Jurassic World movies, and I'm
Okay.
excited for that.
I'm ready for this.
Yes, it's July 2nd, so just another July movie.
Yep. Yep.
Um,
And it's also supposed to be the one that has the most nostalgia feel from the original. So that's another
and
thing
I
I'm
already
excited
feel
about.
that with, yeah, with the trailer itself. Like, if you
Mhm.
haven't seen the first trailer, it very much does have that nostalgia feel to it, which made me feel like, oh my God, I'm actually going to go to theaters to go see a Jurassic World because I didn't see either one of the Chris Pratt Jurassic Worlds in
Yep. The
theaters.
3.
There's three of them.
Mhm.
Did we talk about this before? I feel like we talked about this before, and I keep forgetting that there's three. Yeah. So Dominion,
Because
Jurassic
the
World.
first one was I thought was pretty good, but then the last two that he was in, like the story got a little crazy.
So what was the last one? Because I remember Dominion.
Yeah, it's the last ones where they start bringing in like the clone of a human of that little girl. It's Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. No, Dominion was the
Oh,
last one. You have Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, Jurassic World, Dominion.
okay. And then
Yeah.
Jurassic World Rebirth is this. Okay,
Well,
that's crazy.
yeah, because Jurassic World is just the first one, Chris Pratt,
Yeah.
and then Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom in 2018, Jurassic World Dominion 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. See.
this is going to be the seventh Jurassic movie.
Yeah. That does make
So
sense
makes you wonder if
because
they're
there's
going to do
three.
another if they're going to do another trilogy, be a third trilogy. Probably
Then
depends
why
on
did
how
they
well
do it
this
from
does.
Jurassic Park to Jurassic World to now keeping it Jurassic World? That doesn't make any sense.
Who knows?
Um, anyway, speaking of scary movies that I am just a big fan of for directors is
Oh yeah.
Jordan Peele. Jordan Peele has a new movie coming out on September 19th called Him.
Yes.
And the first trailer was released at ComicCon, and then we got this poster. And I am excited about it because it's about like a young football player trying to make his way, and he like joins a just like I guess like a he goes to like an isolated campground, which is where you obviously want to go, or compound rather than campground, to train with like a dynasty aging quarterback is what it's called, or
Huh.
what the synopsis is. Um, but Marlon Wayans is set to be in it,
Hmm.
and Marlon Wayans is in Haunted House.
Yes.
If you guys remember that movie. I'm
Definitely.
pretty sure he was in White Chicks too.
Yeah. Just Wayans Brothers, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I'm like I can't put my finger on a serious movie that he has done. So I
Hmm.
wonder if he's just going to be the comedic like
Relief of
undertones
it.
that
Yeah.
Jordan Peele has in some of his like Get Out and Nope um
I love most of
movies.
his movies. I don't think I've seen a bad Jordan Peele movie.
Yeah. No, I
Uh,
mean I absolutely do enjoy the movies that he puts out. I was not expecting Get Out to be as what it was, and ever since then I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I think he also did Us.
yeah, I think so.
Um,
What I love about his horror movies is like they're not just horror movies. There's always a psychological thriller in it, like mixed in with
right.
horror. That's the best part.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But speaking of kind of like I guess like older movies that are now making a comeback. So we had our like I know what you did last summer is one of them that we talked about recently, just like today. And Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Well, this movie is only like 3 or 4 years old.
Yeah, it came out in 2019.
Did it?
When I say old, I mean like it's a sequel. I'm not
Oh,
saying like
gotcha, gotcha.
old,
Yeah, I
but
misunderstood.
yeah.
I apologize.
Sorry. No, no, no. That's my bad for saying it the way that I did. But David Fincher, who is the director of Seven, Fight Club, Love, Death, and Robots, he is directing this sequel on Netflix, and Brad Pitt is already saying that he's going to join. And we're waiting to hear if Leonardo DiCaprio actually uh, is going to be in coming back as well. He's in the talks right now to come back itself. So yeah.
So, Jason Momoa announced that he is returning for Dune 3, Messiah.
Mm,
And he's like, you know what? This isn't a spoiler. If you ain't read the books, it's not my problem. Because if you read the
yeah.
book, you know my character's coming back. so,
Yeah.
for all you Jason Momoa fans out there you go. Uh, but one thing I'm anxious to see is see his portrayal as Lobo next year. So that's what I'm looking for in Jason Momoa. But yeah, also in CinemaCon, we got to see a intro for Sunrise on the Reaping. For Hunger Games Sunrise on the Reaping comes out in 2026 in July. And this, if you don't know, and the book actually just came out, and Jefferson White from Yellowstone is who is reading it on Audible. And this is a story of Haymitch when he's 16, I believe, is when
Hmm.
he actually goes through his reaping and kind of goes through his Hunger Games, and which is Woody Harrelson's character
Yeah.
from the movies. So I'm anxious to see this. I love the Hunger Game movies, absolutely love them. So more Hunger Games, I'm here for it.
Yeah. Um, yeah. So that's supposed to come out in like what, 2026?
Yep, 2026
Okay.
in July.
Yeah. Yeah. We did talk about Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein movie recently, and we were
Yes,
talking about how there is another movie that's coming out that's called like The Bride of Frankenstein, and we finally got some little bit of sneak footage of The Bride.
some sick
Uh,
visuals.
oh my gosh. Yeah. So we get to see Christian Bale and the bride herself on the other side. And this is supposed to come out March 6th, 2026. And
He's
it,
straight tattooed on his chest. Says hope,
yeah, it
or,
looks
or maybe we don't see the
great.
H. Maybe it says nope.
Or D. Dope.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my god. The visuals look super artsy. I love it. Like I am
Hmm.
anxious to see. This is going to be one of those that I think is really good or it's really bad. It's going to be one of the opposite. I don't think there's going to be no in between with this.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, so, speaking of Christian Bale, real quick, they did kind of speak briefly about Odyssey, and the fact that it is taping, it is happening, and that like even Homer should be like really proud of like what is to come out of this. But then that was it. They didn't like have
Mhm.
any footage, they didn't have any photos, they didn't do anything else. So I was like,
But we've
ah,
been staying on top of the photos, so as soon as they leak, we be putting them on here.
we do be
But
doing that.
yeah, but they do say, and I know there anybody's going to hype up a movie that's coming out, but we all know Christopher Nolan's track record. But they are actually talking that this is going to be to date Christopher Nolan's best film yet. So that's super exciting. A couple movies that I absolutely love that was announced at CinemaCon, and they announced a third one is Now You See Me, and it's going to be called Now You See Me, Now You Don't. And this is a movie that also has a super stat cast. If you haven't
Hmm.
watched the first two, go see them. It's about I guess you say con artists
Yeah.
slash thieves who are magicians, and it's just a fun movie. It's
Yeah.
super fun. I like sleight of hand things, and then like just the way they kind of write the movie and storytell, and I don't know, it's super fun. And like they Mark Ruffalo was in it, Woody Harrelson, Jesse Eisenberg. Trying to think of everybody else that was in it. I don't know. There's a lot of
Was it
James
Morgan Freeman in it?
Morgan Freeman was in it. He was in the first one, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Um, oh shoot, James Franco's little brother was in it.
Dave Franco?
Yep, he's in it. The whole cast is stacked, but it's
Yeah.
just fun. So I'm glad to see that they're doing this. But also, they went ahead and confirmed number 4. So that was something super excited for them announcing 3, but did not expect a 4. Where that came out of, I don't know. But hey, I'm here for it. I don't know. But something I'm super excited about, and I did not know until you threw it on the list, was Fountain of Youth. John Krasinski, Natalie Portman,
Mm-hmm.
and shoot. There's one more I can't think off the top of my head. But anyways, this is almost like a new modern day Indiana Jones type style
Yes.
movie, to where they are searching for the Fountain of Youth.
Mm-hmm.
And John Krasinski and Natalie Portman are a brother and sister. And this trailer is out. It's on YouTube right now. Go watch it. It looks fun. I think it's
Yeah.
just going to be a fun adventure project.
Yeah, so this is coming out to Apple TV on May 26th, 23rd. May
Yep.
23rd. And it's supposed to be a film. So I can't wait. I saw it and I was like, "Yo, this is
Yeah.
dope."
I've not heard
Um,
nothing about this. I don't know if it's just me just not keeping up with I'm just not coming across it. But when you put that on the list, I'm like, oh, this is interesting. And then I watch the trailer, it's like, damn, this looks good.
yeah, yeah. I love John Krasinski.
Ah,
So
you put him in
I'm so
anything, I'm watching
yeah,
it.
I'm supportive of any of that. But there was another trailer that got seen at CinemaCon, but all we got out of it was a poster so far. But Wicked for Good. So Wicked Part 2, Wicked for Good, however you want to call it. But yeah, so I I love Wicked.
I
Um, it's, I'm like, I don't know how else to say this. But they apparently at the CinemaCon itself, they did the For Good and No Good Deed.
mm,
2 songs were either in the trailer or they performed them. I can't really remember which was which. But because Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande were both there.
mhm.
Um, and everybody is still is like, this is just, it's beautiful because like the their voices are just like very beautiful to the movie. So November 21st, can't get here soon enough.
Another thing,
uh
they knew how good the first is gonna be. Like, they're almost, what, exactly a year apart that these came out?
yeah.
So, perfect. Once again, keep doing this.
Well, so for the Broadway itself, you had to have both of them to
Right.
understand the Wizard of Oz, because now we're gonna
Mhm,
get Dorothy into this For Good, Wicked for Good sequel. Um, so we're gonna see more about like how all of that happened, and
mhm.
the villagers like rioting to get the water on the witch and like burn her. Um, and then you're gonna see how Glinda the Good becomes Glinda the Good, which you kind of already seen a little bit of, but you're gonna see more of the her
Which,
coming and stepping into that role.
if I'm not mistaken, they filmed these actually back to back as well.
They did,
So, mhm.
yeah.
So that
Yeah.
helps.
Yeah, no, it definitely does.
I'm
But
I'm ready for it. Like, I
yeah,
did not think I would like it as much as I liked it, and
ah,
I loved it. So,
yeah, I knew I was gonna like it. I've always been a fan. But Legally Blonde, they are coming out with a prequel series called Elle, and what's her face on the right? What is her name? Reese Witherspoon.
Reese Witherspoon.
Yeah, she shared a photo of Elle, who you saw on the left, as playing Elle Woods, and Reese Witherspoon was the original Elle Woods in Legally Blonde. So it's something that I never thought that I would be seeing, and now we have a first look about Elle Woods. So I was like, okay, she actually does. She pulls it off quite nicely.
Yeah, it's funny we end up mentioning Reese Witherspoon twice in this episode. It's not a name that pops up very often nowadays.
No.
Uh, there's a trailer, little teaser trailer that came out that is to die for, and you are missing out on it if you have not watched it yet. But
Yes.
I'll let you kind of take this one over because I know you're a
Ah,
huge
okay.
fan of this.
Yes. So Naked Gun. Liam Neeson was like, I've always loved Leslie Nielsen, and I really wanted to take a comedy approach, start to kind of get away from his Taken, like his like dark broody self, and he's like, I want to like get away from that and kind of start some other things. So he's like, it's finally time. So he's
Got a special
making.
set of skills, and I can make you laugh.
So he is doing this Naked Gun as Leslie Nielsen's son. And I watched it at work. I literally was trying so hard not to bust out laughing. So a tear literally rolled down my face while I was watching it. But in it, in this little teaser trailer, you see this little girl go up to this like bank robbery. Um, and like the police are telling her not to go into it, and she gets in there and they're like, little girl, what are you doing in here? And she takes off her mask, and it's Liam Neeson that like stands up in this little schoolgirl like little outfit, and then he does this at the end saying that what his name is, police squad. um and I was busting out laughing. He shanks people with a lollipop, like with the end as a shank. And then you get to see the scene towards the end where everybody's like talking to their dads on the police, like so it's like it starts with like Liam Neeson saying like, "Hey Dad, like I'm still here. I'm doing the good work. Like I'm so proud. I wish you were proud of me. I'm doing this for you." And then it kind of pans out and you see everybody like doing it, and then you see OJ Simpson's
And he's like, he looks at the film,
photo.
he goes, mm-mm.
Yeah, and then his like kid is like sitting there in police uniform, looks at the camera, says, I ain't doing that," and then he like gets up and walks away, and that was the end of it. God, this teaser trailer was everything I wanted it to be. August
Yes.
1st. I didn't know it was coming so soon, and I'm so happy that it is.
It's really crazy, like how Liam Neeson and Leslie Nielsen, like how close together their names sound if you say them real quick, and them
Yeah,
also portraying. Yeah, I just think that's great. Um,
yeah.
but like the teaser is so short, and it, like you said, it makes you laugh so hard from start to finish. I can't even imagine what this movie's going to be. Like it's
It's
going. It's got to be great. I already have a
oh
feeling
yeah.
it's going to be so great.
Yeah. And if you've ever seen the original Naked Gun, there's three of them, and then there's two airplanes, and
Yeah,
anything that Leslie Nielsen was in, like Wrongfully Accused,
Mr. Magoo.
Dracula, Dead and Loving It. Oh my gosh, like talk about comedy movies that he has been in
Yeah.
that's been just uh, amazing. That's my comedy style. So,
Mm.
it like I got it from my dad, and I I'm so happy that it's happening.
Another thing we got was another new Life of Chuck poster. So
Yes.
I think a couple weeks ago we got one, but then we have this one that was released, and they just keep ramping up the excitement for this.
Mhm.
I'm I,
Yeah.
I'm so ready for this. Like, uh
Yeah. Did you see there's actually a trailer for Life of Chuck as well?
no.
Yeah. So, there's like a little trailer.
Okay.
I don't really know if it came out recently or if it came out before,
Hmm.
which is why I didn't really want to add it to the list because I can't remember what day it was that it came out. But there's a trailer that is out for Life of Chuck, and it
Have
looks
I
it
seen
looks
it?
looks good.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen it.
It's more of a like a serious type note. But I can't wait. I can't wait for this movie to come out. Another Mike Flanagan movie. Uh, yeah,
Yeah, and this is a Stephen King story, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. So
yeah,
ready for that, and that comes out June 6th, so it's almost here.
yeah. Oh my
Almost
God,
here.
I can't wait.
But we got
uh,
some Avatar news.
yeah. So Avatar: The Last Airbender, or ATLA as we like to call it, finally has their animated movie title and is called Legend of Aang. So this was the previously discussed movie that we talked about that Deontay Basco is coming back for as Zuko with Dave Bautista. So it was originally talked about back in November of 2022, if you guys didn't know that. And it was supposed to have an October 10th, 2025 release, which makes sense because of it being an animated film. But then they added Dave Bautista to the list of actors that were going to be in this, and that was back on April 11th of 2024. So a little less than a year ago. So then pretty much on the 18th, they pushed it out to early 2026. So we finally got a date. So January 30th, 2026 is when this is supposed to come out, and an actual official movie title of it just being Legend of Aang.
Nice.
So I don't know how I feel really about this. I'm happy that Dante Basco is coming back as Zuko because he is just an amazing actor. Um, that's my Rufio.
Yeah.
Hashtag that's my Rufio from Hook.
Yep.
Um,
Looky,
but
looky.
he right. But he was also Zuko in the original Avatar: The Last Airbender. So I'm happy that he's coming back and he's reprising that role because he did it really well.
Nice. So we've been keeping up with the James Bond info. Amazon, as we know, is taking over. We still don't know who the new James Bond is going to be, but they are going to start filming in London late 2026, early 2027. So with that being said, I would
So
think
no,
no
it's
later.
actually it's taping right now.
How? And
It's
we don't even
like
know what the Bond is.
they don't have to tell you who the Bond is. They just said that they are
Oh, okay,
starting
okay.
to tape right now, and then it's going to release for that early or for that late 2026, early
Gotcha.
2027. Yeah,
So I'm
that
curious
because they're
then.
fast tracking it.
Yeah, so I'm curious then, huh? I wonder if that's ever going to get leaked out, or that's something.
Well,
Surely
I
that's
mean,
not
is
something
it?
they can keep under wraps. There's going to be some
Yeah,
kind of leaked photo somewhere.
and it's probably going to be like because they started taping it, that it's going to be a kind of set photo type thing, and that's how we're going to get it. Is
Okay.
what my thought process is. But you know, Pierce Brosnan has already said that he's open to coming back as Moneypenny, or so instead of it being Moneypenny, who's usually like a female, like old British lady, um,
Oh,
he
like a
said he would
Judy
be,
Dench being
yeah. So
M.
he said he said that he would be open to coming back and reprising or coming back to James Bond and doing that. Or
Yeah,
I think he said either that or like a villain role is something that he would be okay with doing too. Um,
interesting.
yeah. So we might even get Pierce Brosnan. We don't know. We don't know what's
Yeah,
going on right now. Like everything is just like so fast tracked
up
that
in the
I'm like
air too. Huh.
it's whiplash really. Um, but Disney, Disney kind of had a flop on their hands this past couple of weeks, and it's called Snow White.
Snow White.
And and because of that bust, they had apparently a Tangled live action movie on their hands that they have now put a pause on and put a hold on it because they don't know what they want to do. And I'm really hoping that Lilo and Stitch does really great and brings that Tangled live action back because I would love
Yeah,
to see a Tangled live action
I
movie. I
love
think that would be
Tangled.
great.
Love
Yeah.
Tangled. Like we've
Hmm.
talked about it before, and like we're super excited about it. So the last thing we need is Lord Farquaad screwing everything else up. Screwing everything up for us.
Oh, damn.
But we also got a Tron Ares trailer out of
Hmm.
CinemaCon. I think it's CinemaCon, wasn't it? Is that where it came from?
No, I think
Or
they
is it just
just
released online?
no, they just released it. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
gave a teaser on Friday saying that they were going to release it
that's
tomorrow,
right.
and then yesterday they
Yep.
actually released it.
And the visuals look freaking good. Like,
Yes.
if you've not seen the trailer, definitely go watch the trailer. Jared Leto's the star in this. You know, we get it. That name might make you kind of stray away, but hey, maybe he will get a decently written movie this time to act in. So
I don't know. I was happy to see that this Tron is like out in like the real world, and they're
right
like, uh, not only is it just on the ground in the trailer, you
mhm,
also get to see that they are
in the
in the
air,
air. Yeah.
it looks so sick.
It looks amazing, and Jared Leto hasn't only done terrible things. He probably has done
Yeah.
something good in his career, something that I can't think of at this moment. But
Well, here's the thing, like, his acting isn't bad. He
mm,
just gets I think and maybe I'm wrong, but, I think that he just gets really bad scripts and stories that are written, like, he played a Joker that none of us wanted or asked for, but to be that version of the Joker he was
wasn't
told
he
to
also Morpheus?
act as, he played well as that, do what?
Was he
Morbius.
Morpheus?
Morbius.
Morbius. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, another movie that was not written well, that I don't necessarily think it was Jared Leto's fault. I just think that it wasn't written well. So I don't
Yeah.
know.
Mm. I don't know. But the trailer itself looks amazing, and it
Yeah, it
actually like
does.
I love the Tron Legacy. I love the soundtrack of that. It's just such a
Mhm.
beautiful soundtrack. If you've never just listened to the soundtrack of
I don't think I
Tron,
have.
oh,
I need to do that.
you for sure can find it, and it's
Okay.
a beautiful
I'm sure it's on
soundtrack.
Spotify.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I might do that today then. But, yeah, kinda wraps us up this week on, our movie and film stuff. You ready to talk some games?
let's go. All right, so to end our episode, I just kind of want to do a little bit of geeks on gaming. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was Nintendo Direct. So this was back on the 2nd of April, and so like I already knew that they were going to do something big with this. So it was 4/2/25, and they started out strong with talking about the Switch 2. They didn't really say any of the prices while they were doing this entire Nintendo Direct, and it kind of left a little bit of uncertainty until people started going on to the Nintendo actual like website and getting the actual prices.
Okay.
But the Nintendo Switch 2 is launching on June 5th of this year, so just like a month-ish away, or a month and a half, right? Or 2 months. I don't know. Anyway, June, June 5th, right? It is a right underneath $500. It's
Ooh.
$450, and you can start pre-ordering it on the 9th.
Okay.
Um, and there's some talk that that might be starting to be pushed back just because of the whole what's going on in the world right now with like the tariffs.
Mm,
So just keep that in mind when you are pre-ordering things. You might have to wait a little bit longer. I don't really know at this point. But that's the price for the console itself, right? It's a little bit more expensive than the original, but it is bigger. The screen itself is bigger. The memory is bigger. The controllers itself don't slide in, rather than they just snap in now.
mhm.
It's a whole new design that I think is absolutely better for what we're wanting out of the Nintendo Switch.
Okay.
Um, right after they did that, they also talked about Mario Kart World. Dude, it looks sick. It's the first ever open world Mario Kart game, and it comes with 24 racers, the most amount of racers that you've ever
Oh,
gotten from
wow.
Mario Kart. And it's launching on the same day with the Nintendo Switch. So I'm wondering if they're going to do like exclusives of if you bundle them,
Mhm.
if you get like a actual Nintendo Switch that has like Mario Kart like on the the dock itself. Um, but this is $80.
Ooh.
So
Inflation.
that, and I mean like what if you think about what goes into it into an open world game,
Sure.
it is a lot more than your standard just you pick a track, you go
Right.
and you like do that with your friends. So it is $80, which makes people nervous as to like where we're really going with video games themselves, because it just kind of seems like things are getting more and more expensive.
But
But
I was just gonna say, like, if you think about it though, like I get, like, ooh, you see a price go up on that, but really games have been $60
mhm,
for 15 plus years now.
yeah,
Like, if you think about it, they have not budged in price really much in
yeah,
over like 15 plus years. It's kind of
mhm.
time for it to come up with everything else. And to me, like $20 is the first time it goes up in 15 years or more. Like, that's not bad.
You sound like one of those guys that says, "Well, $20 is $20."
Well, It's not. That is not true. There's a lot more to
Well,
$20 and $20.
another so oh, by the way, that's just a Switch exclusive. Mario Kart World is just a Switch exclusive.
Okay.
So I'm only going to talk about two games, and both of them are just exclusives for Switch, but they are revamping like other games and stuff out there, and it's all online if you really want to dive more into it. But the other game that I want to talk about is Donkey Kong Bonanza, and it looks
Okay.
just absolutely amazing. This launches on July 17th. This is only $70, which is,
$70?
it's, let's say from going from saying July 17th to 70, it was really hard to say because I almost said $17, which is not the case. It is $70, but it is cheaper than Mario Kart World. And this Donkey Kong game is going to be an open world Donkey Kong game as well.
Oh, really?
So
I love
yeah,
Donkey Kong. I've always been a fan of Donkey Kong. Like, I grew up
yeah,
on Super
no,
Nintendo playing that.
old.
It's true, though.
I'm just joking. I'm joking. Joking. Anyway,
I don't even
um, yeah. But both of these are Switch exclusives, like I said. Both of them are open world. There's some footage online for it. There's a trailer for Donkey Kong, and it says like, "Hey, keep in mind this isn't actual like gameplay footage, but the Mario Kart World they actually have like some gameplay footage. I'm pretty sure out there, and people got to get their hands on it during the Nintendo Direct.
Nice, nice.
Yes.
I'm actually looking forward to both those games. I don't know if I'll buy me a man. Like, I have no plans of buying a Switch 2, but now I kind of want to because of those two games.
I'm telling you, I don't know if Switch 1 is going to have these games.
Right.
I don't know actually at this point. It's not something that I looked into.
But if the
But
Switch
they're
2's
like,
quality, if is the graphics quality gonna be better than Switch 1 too?
mhm.
So I feel like I kind of need Switch 2, not the one.
I mean, I would say get the Switch 2.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And because like if like one, the controller itself is bigger. Like it's a better feeling controller
yeah.
from okay, I haven't touched the controller, let me be honest, but from the looks of it, of like
Mhm.
how like how my hands are, like I feel like it would be a better controller for my hands. And something else that came out of this Nintendo Direct is that they're going to be doing game share. So what that is only one person has to have the game, and then their people online can play with them if even if they don't have that game.
Oh, wow.
So kind of how like PlayStation does the gameplay with other people who don't have the game. Like that's how I played Overcooked for the first time.
Hmm.
Was somebody was like, "Hey, I want to get past this level. Can you jump in and help me?" And I was like, "I don't have the game." They're like, "You don't need it." So it's a
Hmm.
really great concept.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm assuming as long as you have the Nintendo Online
Mhm.
um like subscription, that you should be able to, do that. I think that's how that is going to work. I don't know for sure because they haven't said the exact specifications of how that's supposed to work yet. Not that I saw anywhere. I
Okay.
could be wrong. But the last thing I want to talk about for gaming is the IGN Live. EA kind of like used to have their own lives that they used to do,
Mhm.
or yeah, they used to have like their own like conventions, right?
Right.
Since that going away, we've had littler ones like pop up. So IGN Live is this is the second year that they're doing it now. It's now becoming an annual thing. And the first one, like the attendees actually got to have their hands on the game. So with this being June 7th and 8th, I'm thinking that maybe they would have a switch out there where you can play Donkey Kong Bonanza, and because that's coming out on July 17th, kind of get your hype up about that and other
Yeah.
games. But they also have celebrity panels, which is actually kind of cool.
So we might get some movie stuff too?
Um,
Or
no, because
no?
IGN Live is I'm pretty
It's gonna
sure
be just all
just
gaming?
about I'm pretty sure it's hands-on with their games, and
So
I
celebrity
think it's
panels is gonna be,
only
I guess, like celebrities for like voice acting on games?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And last year they had like a couple of like big name ones. I didn't even write down their names because I didn't think that we were gonna have this conversation. But like the people that voice act in the games, sometimes do also have like live action movies come out of it. We did see that with the showcase that they did talk about like a movie coming out based off of a game. So it could
Okay.
actually be possible that you are getting movie news, come to think of it. But
That'd be cool.
anyway,
That'd be fun to attend,
yeah.
though.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. So if you're in Los Angeles, that's where this is going to be. So again, it's June 7th and 8th, and it's only $15 for a day. So if you want to go both days, it's $30. That's
That's
it.
cheap,
Like for LA,
especially for LA.
yeah,
That's what I say for LA. That's actually really cheap.
yeah.
Uh,
But that's it for gaming.
Yeah. Once again, kind of mentioned that if you want to see pictures and clips and stuff for Big River Con that we attended last weekend, they are on our socials. We also met an artist, which is Fantasy Realms Art, and we will be doing giveaways probably on our socials and podcast over the next few weeks. Different artwork he's done. One of the pieces that I personally bought to hang on my wall is this one right here. All of his artwork is airbrush and it's on canvases, but and
Dude,
then
that's
also
so
posters.
cool.
Yeah, yeah,
So
and
cool.
in the description, the when we do the giveaways, we'll put his description in the description, his social tags and stuff. So check out his art for sure, and we'll put it in this one as well. So yeah, that kind of wraps us up this week. We'll see everybody
Yeah.
later.
Peace.